Yo, boys,
We are live.
are live. Welcome, everybody, to F35 Live, our weekly live stream. We are the Freedom 35ers, and we got an awesome show lined up for you guys. We have 76 people in here already to start the show. And TJ, I didn't get a chance to do this real quick, so boom, there it is right there. F35 Live. Everybody, if you're joining us for the first time tonight, we are Freedom 35ers, a Cardano NFT podcast. We run live streams every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern to at least 11 p.m. Eastern. We also do a podcast that drops every Friday at 9 a.m. in Friday morning on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And we bring guests on, we do interviews, and tonight we're going to be chatting and hanging out with some awesome, amazing founders that we've got a chance to meet. So appreciate everybody hanging in, and if you guys are here for some giveaways, you guys came on the right night, because we got quite a bit. So
I'm not joining this one. I'm not joining these giveaways.
Tom,
you're not doubling down on this one?
Not with our rules. No, doubling down on these.
Yeah. The rule is if Tom enters the giveaway and he wins, he has to double the prize, and I don't know if he wants to spend that on tonight. So
no.
Yeah,
tonight being another one for.
So, I mean, we're extremely honored. We have a first. We always seem to do debuting first over here on the live streams, but tonight's an honor to get a chance to host the Mallard Order. This is the project that we've got a chance to kind of watch grow as they first got started, got to participate in the challenges. TJ over here was actually our introduction into this, and it's an honor to be able to host their first YouTube appearance on this. Tonight, we have the co-founders, Demosthenes and Nemesis. Let's welcome them onto the stream, guys. Yo. How you guys doing?
Hey guys. Good.
Hi everyone.
Welcome. How's it going?
Nemesis, Demosthenes, welcome guys. How you doing?
Good. Nice to be here, and I see the community's going crazy in the comments.
Yep.
Love you
So much
guys.
to keep up with tonight. It's a lot showing up.
We're gonna have a lot to talk about tonight, and a lot to keep up with. Yes, there's a lot of ducks, that's for sure. And man, it's already 88 people in here. Shout out to everybody in chat right now. Usually we read out the chat too when we're doing this. Hey, welcome you, and I honestly can't keep up right now.
Welcome everybody.
Yes, yeah, we'll keep a blanket statement, right?
There you go.
So
you crushed Demosthenes, by the way. You killed it with the name today. Good job.
Demosthenes. Well there's actually an additional way for all the Greek.
I thought you were going to throw that in there, a little bit extra.
Let's see if you remember how to say it properly. Let's give it a shot.
But not is it Stines? Stines? Stines.
Demos.
I'm so off. Demosthenes. There you go. Yeah, I just wrote knees in the chat. So
try,
of course I was going to butcher that. But yeah, guys, welcome onto the stream. Thank you guys for being here tonight with us. Thank you to everybody in chat for showing up. It's an honor to have you guys. It's the first YouTube appearance. I know you guys are just starting to get out into the community. Demosthenes, you had your first appearance last week on the community-led Twitter space, which is an amazing thing to hear. So it's an honor to host you guys tonight and learn a little bit more, kind of dive into some of the stuff that you guys went into last week, some team origins. We want to hear about the Altar, Relics, and just get to know you guys a little bit more, because obviously the secret society is kind of how we got introduced to you guys. But it appears there's Tom was maybe he's right, who knows? But you guys, I don't know if you guys are actual ducks, but there appears to be some humans behind the PFPs back here.
Allegedly, we might be though.
Right? But yeah, can you guys give a quick little introduction for anybody who may not know who you guys are? Obviously, you guys are the co-founders of the project, but Demosthenes, we can actually, Nemesis, let's start with you. We got ladies first. Who are you, and what do you do for the Mallard Order?
So who am I? I do basically a lot. I do a lot of the visual element of this project. So basically, a lot of people think that I did the entire collection, but that was actually a collaboration between myself and Brain. And I basically finished the entire collection. So he would start, and then I took all the finalized files, and then that's where the merging came into play. So yeah, like everything from the backgrounds, the crypt, the logo, a lot of the branding elements that have been used throughout the project. That's basically what I'm in charge of.
That's awesome. Can I just say I am a fan of the bowl cut? Let me just throw that out there for everybody watching. And you guys,
That's
I actually
right.
like the bowl cut. I even said it on a video or a stream months ago. I was like, I actually like the bowl cut.
The bowl
I've
cut.
started to call you guys the bowl cult.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. Actually, I like it.
It's such a fun trade. It's a unique one. My favorite has to be, I call it the fart eyes, but it's the squinting eyes of the duck. I'm sure you guys, that's not the official name for it, but we'll go with that.
It never was.
It never, I know.
In our hearts,
and
it was.
in our hearts, yes. And then Demosthenes, big brain over here. Can you introduce who you are and what you do for the Mallard Order?
Hey, it's Demosthenes 555 from the Mallard Order Co-Founder. Basically the director, and I just come up with how we're gonna be moving forward with marketing. So that's basically chief marketer, chief director, co-founder of it.
Chief
My
does.
purpose here.
So you are the genius that came behind that, what is now known as the invitation letter whitelist method.
Well, technically, yeah, the way we went about it online, yes, but it was a team effort on how logistically it would all work out, of course. And, you know, Nemesis and, of course, my computer-minded friend, Cryptkeeper, were a lot of the help that needed to be, you know, a lot of the resources like that came together to make that idea actually work was a team collaborative effort. But the way it was marketed, yeah, that's my end.
I think that was a big thing I noticed when you spoke on the space last week, is that you guys are constantly talking. You guys are saying you spend like 16-hour days sometimes, like chatting amongst yourselves. How many members are there officially on the Mallard team besides the two of you?
Well, technically, there's Brain, Cryptkeeper, there's us two, and now there's Boxlord, there's Dur, and yeah, all of our mods, RZ11, Ray-Bans, SK11, Money Mike, Duxester, and MJ. Shout outs to those guys. Can't do it without them.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy that you guys have been. You can tell that you guys have really ramped the stuff up, especially over the last few weeks. I think Mallard Monday, maybe we'll see that actually trending on Twitter here soon. Just the amount of people that are actually tweeting and engaging on that. It's been amazing to see the community rally behind you guys, and then the marketing and the reach that you guys have is really cool to see.
Thank you.
I think, TJ, before we get going, so we are going to start talking. We got a bunch to cover tonight, but we got limited time for some things. We did mention giveaways over there. We wanted to kind of address a couple of them right now because the first one, TJ, if you have our Discord opened up, if you guys are not in the F35 Discord, there's a link. It should be pinned at the top of the chat up here. Inside of our Discord, under the giveaways channel, we do have a Mallard Order actually up for grabs tonight. That's going to end at 10 p.m. Eastern, so roughly about 50 minutes from now. So if you guys are not there yet, make sure to head over there and click that little party icon, and that will be ending here in about 50 minutes. So huge shout out to the team over here from Mallard Order for providing that for a giveaway tonight. That's going to be the first one that's going to go. And then TJ, also on Twitter, we have a giveaway for the invitation letter for everybody that we'll pick at the end of this stream live here. So if you guys can head over to Twitter, make sure you guys are following Mallard Order, following us, and are subbed over to the YouTube. And you guys will be able to get in crazy giveaways over tonight.
Courtesy of the Mallard Order.
Yes.
You guys are awesome for that. Thank you so much for that.
Yep. And then a little bit later down here, we'll have an actual giveaway for an invitation letter live in chat. So 2 invitation letters and 1 Mallard Order is up for grabs tonight. Absolutely massive giveaway. So again, huge thank you to you guys, and shout out to everybody showing up tonight. So I think that'll kind of bring us into our first topic here, Demosthenes. I know you chatted about it, wanting to get into the team origins a little bit, and just kind of the backstory of the Mallard Order itself and how this kind of came to be. I guess I can kind of, in a short version for this, because I know we are limited a little bit on time, how did you guys actually get together as a team? Because I know you and Nemesis have a cool story of how you guys met, and then how did it eventually evolve with the idea of ducks and this secret society?
Essentially, so I was doing marketing for around 7 years. Originally, I finished school with digital graphics design, and I was basically always trying to be like a cartoonist, but that didn't end up working out for me. And I ended up tuning more into digital graphics design, which then led me into wanting to do marketing with those skills. And then from there, before maybe, I don't know, I've known Nemesis now for 6 years. So normally I go on a lot of art crawls in New York. Well, I used to, at least in those days. And I bumped into her at a gallery while looking at a picture of a Pac-Man with genitalia, which was ridiculous. Okay. And she's looking at it and like laughing to herself. And I'm like, isn't this ridiculous? She's like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, hey, what do you do, etc. And she's like, oh, I'm an artist. You know, I do like a lot of different work, and I've worked in fashion, and I've done like, you know, street art as well. And I'm like, what? You do graffiti? You know, but you're like a girl. Like, I'm being so ignorant, right? Like, and limited in my assumptions. And she's like, yeah, so check out my work. And it instantly, like, a light bulb went over my head. And I realized, like, what are we doing here looking at this stuff when we should, like, try to figure out something together? And then later that day, we ended up hanging out in her side of town. We went back to, like, Bushwick in Brooklyn, where there's, like, basically a whole art mecca happening there. And she introduced me to, like, all of these old school artists from New York City. And I was completely blown away. And that's basically where we started off with everything.
Yeah, that's amazing. Nemesis, how did that interaction go from your perspective with this Pac-Man and kind of meeting Demosthenes for the first time?
Oh man, that was such a weird gallery experience. It was pretty cool though. In the basement area, they actually had this crazy this bed that was rigged so you could go inside and go under the bed, and then it was like hollowed out. And that's actually where I like technically met Demosthenes. Okay. In the bottom. So it was kind of crazy. As I can't like really explain it. There were like these two big mirrors on both sides of the walls, mirroring each other's visuals. So like I guess there was a camera rig inside the mirror reflecting the other mirror. What like I don't know. But
yeah, it was basically like that. Like I could see her while instead of looking at myself, and she could see me instead of looking at herself. Huh. But we were recording this before we went back upstairs to look at the Pac-Man. So this is before we even spoke to each other. We just caught a glimpse of each other in our own reflection. It's kind of like a premonition of sorts.
That's crazy.
Definitely a premonition.
There you go. So how long, like since that time when you guys met, like how long did it take to kind of conceptualize the idea that you guys wanted to create something together?
Well, during the pandemic, that's when like news started going around where Gary Vee was basically like onboarding really cool indie artists. And at first I thought like NFTs were stupid because I was seeing like scribbles being done and being sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I hate when people bastardize art. So I was like, you know, being a grumpy old man about it until I heard him speaking about Beeple. And then I saw like how an indie artist that was unknown and basically looked over for so many years was finally appreciated overnight. And I couldn't believe it. So then I basically started really researching heavily into NFTs, got myself into ETH at first, but then it led me into doing wax. And as soon as I started figuring this stuff out, I turned around to my best friend, and Nemesis was all in because she started seeing the potential of actually artists getting the power again, finally.
Yeah, those scribble artists, not a fan. The little squiggly lines, no. That's not for me.
Man, I'm just mad that I didn't think of it first.
Home, TJ.
You know?
Yeah, I do.
You got plenty of scribble artists. You got scribble art all over your walls.
It's crazy. So after the pandemic, you guys were like, okay, we can do something here. And then did the other team members kind of come into play during that time frame, or did you guys kind of start to assemble? Like I remember you talking about meeting if it was either Crypt Keeper or Dur, one of the two of them first, because you guys had were in other chains prior to Cardano.
Yeah, and to start off, basically, we never conceptualized the idea of having a project when we first started NFTs. It was just all organic. We were just learning as much as we could. And at that time, I also needed a new graphics card. So I used to use this one Discord to like look at a monitor of restocks for them because it was impossible to get one. And I was trying to make a new build. So I bumped into Crypt Keeper in a chat, and he was letting me know that him and a small group already coded something that was way faster and can get us the information completely scraped from the back end of these websites that were restocking to, you know, be able to manually purchase them. And from there, then I was asking him like a month or two after I met him on that Discord, and we added each other and we both walked away with the graphics cards we wanted. I had messaged him and asked him like, hey, are you do you know what NFTs are? Like, I'm looking into them. I have some already. This is really fun stuff. And I know you're like into tech, and also he likes art himself. So I was like, do you know about this stuff? And he was like, oh, I actually meant to look into it, but tell me more. And then we made our own side group. And from there is basically how everyone started falling into play.
Okay. So yeah, because you guys, that was the other big thing, because I always hear this a lot, and there's a lot of people in the chat right now. I don't know if some of it's trolling or not, but they want to know who is Demosthenes. I don't, like I said, I think in time, there may be a reveal. Nobody knows when.
Yeah, it's not that exciting, guys. It's a human face attached to the body. Where it really matters is if I'm what really matters, I think, is how transparent we are with your funds and what we're doing with this project. And as you could see in our Discord, everything is up for show. All the treasury log info is there for you.
That's something I respect about you guys. You were very transparent of where everything was going, so I did appreciate that always. And I've mentioned that before on the stream.
And I think too is the fact that you guys were never hiding, right? Like they're obviously a secret society. Like it's not a secret if everybody knows who everything is, and it's completely open, right? You want to play a little bit into that, that lore, that role a little bit. Like you don't want to know the man behind the curtain sometimes. But getting a chance to hear you guys, I think, has been a big jump here, especially now doing it over that Twitter space and now being here with us. It gives you guys, like I said, a little bit of humanity, but at the same time, it still gives like that. That personification behind the screen, that you guys can still play that role. So I do enjoy the fact that I don't need to see your face to be comfortable with that. But I know some people in the space are very torn on like the docs versus no docs thing.
Well, there will be in-person meetups in the future, so you will eventually be hanging out with me, taking selfies with me. But as a CNFT BTC, the man from Wing Warriors just said, we're all Demosthenes. Okay,
that's why I highlighted. I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, we are Demosthenes. That's the same, similar over to the Yummi universe. We're big fans of them, and that same thing. We are David. They have the same kind of thing over there, where they're not doxed physically or visually either. So it works. But it's important to note too. The guys over from the Ape Society are not publicly visually doxed, but they speak all the time. They're in spaces, so you don't need to do that to be successful, I don't think. But good to know that people will get a chance to be able to meet you guys eventually out here. So we kind of wanted to, so we got a little bit of the backstory of who you guys are. You guys, the main thing too is to note is that you guys are doing this now full time, right? So the order itself, that was created. What was the inspiration behind some of that? Because you did have a cool story on that as well. How did you guys settle on a secret society, and why ducks?
Okay, so the duck part I'll get to in a sec, but essentially, I've been into like D&D and comics, video games, like especially RPG video games since I was a kid. I'm 35 years old now, so it's been a long time of just being a nerd, and to this day, I'm still a major nerd, obviously. School-wise, however, I was really into like history, especially ancient civilizations, and there was always this tie in between each other of like these taboo pieces of knowledge that you weren't supposed to know. So the curiosity in me was always trying to dig deep, and as I mentioned in the AMA before last Monday, I noticed that even in our everyday culture now, these the symbols still exist. What the pyramids' meanings were, and like how Greek mythology and their gods are still a part of everyday life. Like even an ambulance has like Hermes staff on it. So that always piqued my interest. So from there, and also secret societies are super cool to me, because usually there's always this all these conspiracy theories around them, when it's really just like gentlemen sitting around like smoking cigars and drinking scotch, usually talking about books. But it's always made to seem like it's way more than that. So I kind of wanted that for like us to start off as an exclusive group first, to make sure that the community was curated and not toxic, and then we would expand from there.
Well, I think you guys did just that, especially with the invitation letters. You guys were the first ones to do that, really, for the whitelist, for the invitation letters, sending an NFT out before your actual mint, just to be part of that exclusive club in a sense, or a society. So I think that is such a great marketing tactic. And I think now you're starting to see more and more projects adapt and use that same tactic that you guys kind of started, honestly.
I also, you did a great job at dividing friend groups. I'll just have to say that because TJ over here was the one out of the three of us. He's known for the profile pics, right? So TJ was the one who got airdropped the letter. And I know there's so many other stories out there for people in the community who got airdropped or their buddy got airdropped something. And they're just like, why not me? Why not me? And that piqued people's interest. It did one of two things. It's like, either screw you guys or no, I need to know what this is. Was that intentional?
Yes and no. See, like, while trying to make sure a community is curated and make sure that people who would actually value what you're doing or resonate with what you're doing, that would sadly enough be the aftermath, right? Because not everybody can join instantly. So yeah, in a way, I always knew it would cause a little divvy in people's relationships and small groups. But the beauty of that comes into play with when your friend is a part of it. Word of mouth then starts to spread, and you actually get to know it more intimately than me just shilling it to you.
Right.
Well, it really felt like TJ had a secret. It was like, TJ, come on,
I was
what's
like,
going on over there?
what's
going on? How'd you get this?
Discord.
What did you do? How much did you send this guy on? How much ADA did you send him? You sent him a message on Twitter. You sent him 20 ADA, right? Like, give me the secret. What happened here?
TJ's like, yeah, I can't tell you anything. I just,
I just can't. This part of the Discord, I can't tell you what's on it, but I'll give you little snippets, but I can't tell you the whole thing.
I would get the biggest chuckles with the team every time I would look at TJ's smile on his face, where he's like, "Sorry, can't let you guys know anything."
I can't tell you.
It was so calculated. So it got to the point where it was me, where I won. I was like, you know what, I got to get into this. So obviously, I purchased a letter outside of that, and then once we got into that first that trial, the second trial, the wisdom one, I think that's when Tom really got interested, and he just snuckily just bought one too, right after secondary. So all three of us.
I mean, I guess I didn't like say it out loud and announce it. You know, I didn't go bang the gong, but like we were like 4 hours into that trial, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I got to go buy an invitation. Like, it's stupid.
Do that wisdom trial, I think, was what really pulled us in for that first thing over there. I know the loyalty one, which does anybody like, can you guys speak to that? Who was the idea for the trials? Was that a team effort to start off prior to the actual mint happening, where everybody was doing these different trials to get essentially whitelist tiers and then essentially different roles before the mint ever happened?
Yeah, so essentially we'll just use like a whiteboard where virtual, I have a physical one, but we'll just basically virtual whiteboard, spitball ideas. There's always a general theme though. So I'll usually come up with like a theme, and then I'll tell the team like, okay, the theme is we want to showcase loyalty based on engagement in IRL. I want them to have fun, and I have to have this be creative. Now let's shoot some ideas out there. And then when we all came back together on like one of the funnest things ever as a child was creating something out of paper that turned into something multi-dimensional instead of a flat piece of paper. And I thought it'd be a really neat way for people to go out with their family, or just go catch a breeze outside, and instead of just being in front of a Discord, possibly win something, but definitely guarantee yourself a role in the Discord.
100%.
I'll tell you that I'm a grown 34-year-old man, and I'm sitting there at the end of the day at work and building an origami duck and coloring it in, which I still have to this day, and TJ does as well. And I'm like, where am I going to place this? Let's get the marketing right. Like, how can I make sure I'm impressed? And the fact that you guys had people doing this and just for fun, and now I know how to build an origami duck. That serves me purpose in life. Huh?
I'll ask you one question.
Create it?
No, not at all.
I'll ask you one question. Did you smile at any point while doing it?
Oh, 100%, because I was designing it in my head. I'm like, this has got to look badass. So I gave it
mission accomplished.
I gave it like dark ominous eyes over here, and if you can see it. But yeah,
I had most of my picture effect. Like,
see, but it made you guys think outside the box than the usual norm, and that's what we wanted to make, and we wanted to really echo across the community. Like, this can be fun too. We don't just have to stare at candles and floor prices and lose our minds 24/7.
Did you see Tom's effort? Yeah, did you ever see Tom's?
I don't think I did actually, or I can't remember by now. I'll tell you, grading that many submissions manually, because we make sure to do it manually, since no bot can, discern who's actually doing something out of just sheer creativity or not. We didn't want to make it a cold experience, so I can't always remember everything that was made.
Well, do you see this on screen right now? Because that was his
Yes.
duck attempt. Yeah. Remember those little puzzles? Tom's always, he's got a couple of them where your letters, and he always went against the grain.
I failed the poem one too. Yeah, no, the poem one didn't get chosen at all.
Other Tom is quirky though, you know, and he thinks outside the box. I do like that though, because I notice you always have like some sort of quip or a little joke on the side, so I like that.
He was the one that was able to actually, out of the three of us, figure out how to decipher the letter. Like he was able to figure that like instantly. Nice. Like, oh, this is how you do that. So that's how we were breaking down the sentences in each line.
That's why he has that serious look on his face. He's, you know, he goes straight to it. Got it.
Yeah. Tom over here. Rain falling gently. Mallard sees a dark shadow. Front tire of my car. So you want with the dark.
I remember that one.
That with the haiku.
Yeah, I was like, you see what he's saying? He's trying to incite violence on dogs.
Well, let's get some love over here to the chat, because I see some just Nemesis talk. Nemesis does talk. What was your I guess interpretation or just reaction to some of the trials from the beginning? Did you think he was nuts trying to set these up, or were you excited to start some of this up? Did you build a duck on that first one?
Did I personally build a duck?
Yeah. I
was actually doing
deck.
all of the visuals for it. So like this image, a lot of, so like think of it as like reverse like solutions, or like I had to be at the very end and basically synthesize the guy's ideas and then create the visual experience for it. While a lot of the basic ideas were like discussed, and like it's literally like a ball, we're throwing it back and forth at each other, and then we fill in the holes of the project in itself as far as what we're going to be coming out with. As far as those trials were concerned, I was like already on to the next trial, on to the next visual, on to the next like few things that we had to experience, because it was literally back to back to back, and that's like exactly how we wanted it for you guys to experience. So yeah, well, Demos was taking care of the site in itself, where you guys had to answer all the questions, and Cryptkeeper was basically like they did basically all of that. What well, I was.
Oh, he's talking about the loyalty one.
Well,
loyalty
one.
Well, but like, I was focused on
all of them, even the visuals. Yeah, even
all
the visuals
puzzles.
Too.
They were doing all the technical.
Who did all the code? How'd you guys come up with doing the code like that?
Well, technically, the jQuery, like people have called out, we actually ended up, and I even have proof to show via emails. We ended up seeing that he had a GitHub up, and we reached out to him. We paid him some money to help us at the beginning. He gave us the rest of the source. Then we had to redo all of the code for it to make it actually like work in our favor, because the way he had it originally is just a bare bones like visual interface. That's it. It doesn't like answer your questions. None of that happened. So Cryptkeeper took care of a lot of that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, this thing was the bane of our existence on a Saturday. Well, me and Tom, I know we were trying to create a thumbnail or do something on that Saturday when this dropped, and TJ was like driving somewhere, and he's on the phone with us, texting us, like, I'll do this line.
He could, like, he was
line.
on with us on his phone.
Discord,
we could hear like thunder and rain as he's driving down the highway. Like, hands free.
Trying to figure this out, and it was a lot of fun to do. Like, I know people inside, we thought we were slick trying to like, oh, we got the first line, and we looked over in Discord and somebody's like, yeah, boom, 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 and we're like, oh, okay. Well, at least we participated in this, but it was fun to like, just, you know, it was different. This reminds me, like, I was a big like a Destiny player a few years back, and they had some stuff that was similar to like raids and things like this where I used to decode, so it reminded me of that personally. But I know other video games and sources and stuff like that have something similar to this. So, like you said, you were inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. So, it was really cool.
And I like text-based adventures back in the day, like Zork 2 and stuff like that.
That was my first introduction to you, was in the story of it, because it wasn't just this picture. You guys had like the challenge along with it, the actual trial explanation on Discord, and it had the entire story. Someone sneaking out of the Crypt Keepers. room, I think it was. I don't remember now.
Grandmaster Ducks Porters, yep.
Grandmasters, that's what it was. Okay. And you know, but that was the first time, you know, you were within that story, you know, Demosthenes character, and then these are the pages that were left behind. I don't remember why we were on Discord, TJ and Tommy. I just remember that we were working on some of the show, or planning, and you guys were like, hey, look, this just went live right now. I think maybe even someone in our Discord had let us know. And I kind of took a peek at it, and I was just like, oh, this is dumb. And then I was like, wait, this is like one of those, the Tic-Tac-Toe Pigpen, I think, or Tic-Tac-Toe or whatever cipher. I was like, we could do
the
this.
Pigpen cipher, which is actually what the Freemasons used. Yeah.
We just like busted through it then. We were like splitting up. All right, I got this paragraph, you got this paragraph. TJ started on page 2 underneath right there. We're going to split this all up. And then we were doing great. We were like, kind of flew through it. I mean, we're not crazy, but it was
I think they were giving away a letter for whoever got it done first, right? I think that's what
the first 5 or something.
Yeah.
So
people were crazy too. They decided.
It was a rush to the finish line.
They started sending you the letter. They were sending like words from the letter, and you guys were like, way off. You're not even close yet. Like all you did was decipher the letter. You're not even close.
There was one image where like we kept saving, and obviously we didn't read the address bar where it literally tells you one of the actual website to get to for the wisdom.
That's what killed us. It was just.
And we were like, it was really the freaking URL. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yep.
We were playing the music backwards. We were changing.
That's me trolling, bro.
We were doing.
We looked at that image
audio.
so many times.
We were taking this picture. We were inverting the colors. We were like,
I think this is inverted now.
This is an inverted color. This isn't even the original image.
One, I know, yeah. This is the inverted one. We were trying to find like hidden text on it and stuff.
So yeah, you guys did a great job at like really getting people curious about what you were doing, and then I think that led to more why you guys have such a strong community is that people who wanted to be here had to work for it. They weren't just like blindly given a whitelist for showing up or just spamming chat the whole time. Like it didn't matter how much you spam that. If you didn't get your roles in the beginning, if you didn't have the 2 out of the 3 trials, I think it was, you got a certain whitelist amount, and I think if you hit the trials champion, you got an extra one. And if people weren't an initiate, I think in the beginning you weren't even able to mint. So you guys did a really fun, like kind of tiered system that was different from the norm.
Yeah, technically, like you just said, if they were an initiate, they were able to mint. A trial champion was able to mint an extra, but our public version of our mint was the outsider role. So essentially anyone who made it into the Discord still got a fair shot, and I wanted to make it like that. Like even if you didn't win at any of these trials, at least public is still for outsiders and everyone else. That's within the Discord though.
It was fun. It was definitely unique, and it got people invested, and the time and the energy they put into that, it didn't go unnoticed too. You guys are always giving stuff away, and I think that was one of the cool things that really got set you guys apart was the fact that it took a couple months for you guys to mint before you had dropped those invitation letters, and all the secondary sales, which a lot of people didn't know at first, or maybe still not know to this day, 100% of those royalties on those invitation letters went back to the holders themselves. You guys didn't take any profits off that to fund the mint or anything like that. You guys were giving that all back to your community, which I thought was really
daily
impressive.
Blessings, and I do want to ask about the daily blessings. Is it broken for me? Because I haven't won in like 2 months.
Yeah, we rigged it to exclude your Discord ID, dude.
I figured that's what it was. I was like, I keep entering.
What do you mean broken? You have to be blessed, TJ. This isn't a giveaway, all right? Some people are blessed, some aren't. I'm sorry. You're not chosen to be blessed today.
I guess not.
He was blessed enough to get a free letter at least.
True. Exactly. That's right. See? There you go.
Look at he's greedy right now. He also won a free duck.
Leave some blessings for the rest of us.
You did too, Mr. One of everything.
It's okay, but I'm saying you won a free, so don't let him make you feel bad over there. He's won plenty of stuff, but no, that's been the crazy thing. And there's been people in there who have won ducks, they've won multiple invitation letters, and then we know the values on some of those things to this day. But it's been insane the stuff you've given back to your community, and I think what was the decision behind that, and maybe even Nemesis too? Like, was that something you guys were all just involved with talking before you guys made that decision?
Yeah, definitely. The degen side of us was always tired of watching us never get anything back as the consumer. It's like you'd watch a mint during the bull run make like 2 million USD, and then we get to delist as an event, and then we get maybe 1K ADA spread across like a 10K person Discord. That always felt a little bit unfair, just saying.
Yeah, well, you bought in with the community first. And I mean, was that like a team decision too? Like you guys before that talked and were like, "Hey, this is how we're gonna do this," or this is like I know you obviously do a lot of the marketing aspect of that, but did everybody was everyone on board with that to really be like, hey, we're going to give back to our community and build this the right way?
Yeah, what would you say, Nemesis? Community effort? I mean, team effort?
Definitely a team effort. Every single thing was part of a team effort, especially on that, because we kind of had to do some logistics as far as, like, since it was pre-collection, we also had to, like, kind of think for, like, further than where we were already. And it's kind of like, even with the timing, it all kind of felt into place. You couldn't have, even with the 555, you can't technically have like a 666, and we didn't want to represent that anyways.
Yeah.
So 555 was the max output at which we could do anything UTC. And yeah, it was all a team effort, and a lot of, like I said, it's a ball. We're throwing it at each other. Who catches it? Who has the ideas that stick? And it's basically like bringing it from scratch all the way to you guys, and it's been quite a ride.
I can imagine.
I will say, I've said this before, even with them, I feel like you guys plan so well, and you collaborate all the time and with each other and hours on end here, that you have stuff planned out and thought out for 6 months to a year ahead of time that we don't even know what's coming, in that time frame. And then I'm just pumped to hear it and see what you guys have going on at that time, because you guys are just killing the marketing game, and just the teamwork and the collaboration you guys have is great to see in this space.
Yeah, I don't even know when I sleep anymore, but
you were a late riser, man. I'm telling you, I stay up late sometimes because we're both over on that East Coast, and you stay up way past my bedtime, man. It's tough, but that's an
I still get like at least 6 hours of sleep every day, though.
Yeah, you just on like a different time schedule, but that's an important thing to note for you guys, though, too, is that I know Demosthenes, we were talking about this. You're full time in this, right? This isn't a part-time gig for you. Like this is something you live and breathe. This is your project, your baby. Are most of the team members like that, or a few members full time, or are you the only one? What's the dynamic there?
Yeah, just like Nemesis said in the first AMA we ever did last week, Monday. Essentially, she had to put aside like client work that she was normally getting for this project. We realized that it's to give our to get back what we want out of it, to make it what we want. We need to like literally apply 100% effort here, and it can't be just put to the side as a part-time thing. It wouldn't work out like that. Okay. So most of us are all full-time. Me, Crypt Keeper, Nemesis. Dur is basically one of the only part-time people. Box Lord is full-time as well right now.
Wow.
Brain, he's very introverted, so he'll basically like have one kind of phone call with us a week, and then we'll follow up with what he's been up to, especially with phase 3. But besides that, Dur is pretty normal life here.
Yeah. I think, it's important though that you guys have that, because a lot of times, a lot of people in this space, they take advantage of the opportunity, and hey, we're going to release a project, and either it does well or it doesn't, and it's, hey, yeah, no, we got other stuff going on, and we're going to focus on this when we can, but we got other responsibilities. But with you guys being full time, I think that really shows just that you guys have hit the secondary sales, the fastest growing project. I think that's been out there up to 5 million in secondary sales that I know of. I mean, I could be wrong on some of that quote, but you guys have grown immensely in a short amount of time, and you can really see the effort being put in. I mean, if you look on your timeline right now, there's always Mallards on there. There's the Mallard Mondays hashtag is trending out there. You guys have done a great job about marketing yourselves and really getting your name out there prior to, you guys ever speaking before all this. So it was a really good concentrated effort. You can tell you guys are really dedicated to this.
Yeah, you have to think like the user that's in the Discord and their whole experience. And like I said before, being on the other end, I've always felt slighted after just spending like $2,000. The dev just bans me because I'm like adding him just to ask him a solid question, but I do it too many times. And I was kind of tired of that. So that's another reason why this is pretty much full time. And like I said, I was already pretty good before from how crypto turned out for me, because I was putting a lot of my money from my actual job into crypto every week. And my friends and family called me crazy, but haha.
Here we are.
Them, huh? So you guys have been planning and working for a while, and anything that's coming out or coming up soon that the chat or we don't know about yet?
Well, everyone is probably wondering when the Altar is coming out. And pretty much Tuesday or Wednesday, you guys should see a Medium article, and then following day right after that, the Medium article is going to have the date, which should be this weekend. But pretty much right after that, it's going to go live. And then we have the relics coming out, and I can give you guys a little bit more info about that, which should be in early week of November. First 2 weeks of November is going to be the first relic drop. And that relic, it's funny because we always had the intention of making 5 individual ones, but I'm a big believer in that the community needs to put a part of their own creative effort into the project, and it gets solidified in history. So one of the relics was always reserved for the community members to make it, and there was this whole event that happened where they had to make relic backstory and lore to them. And Darkwing, one of our most, he's just such a cool community member. Everyone in there loves him. He's such a loyal guy. He has a whole family, and he's always there, man. He ended up winning. He became our historian, and he made the first relic, which will be dropping, the backstory for it. We designed it based on his lore, and it's called the Cup of Confusion and Intellect. And essentially, there's going to be there's 500 letters, and each out of the 5 relics themselves will individually drop to letter holders, as well as sash holders.
Yes.
So this is our first preview here. Did you hit that play button one more time? So this is our first look at the first relic for the Mallard Order. It dropped to invitation letters and sash holders. Did I hear that right?
And that, yes. And then the remainder of all of the relic supply, which should be about, I believe, 2,584 of them, are going to be left for public, and public is going to be only in Rune.
And you said that goes to the slime trade too, right?
No, I did not just say that.
Don't let TJ fool you over here. He's just trying to get it for his guy.
Tried it.
I love my slime, man. I'm flexing slime all the time. I love it.
Is there anything that
Doesn't
you can
hurt to
tell
try.
us? We're always going to do that to you guys on this show. So if we ever say something, you guys don't feel obligated to answer it.
Let me just let everyone know this. There's going to be a supply of 6,500 of those. And essentially phase 3, when you combine all 5 of them with your mallards, there's only going to be the ability for 1,300 of them to get that new change and whatever comes with that, which we won't be revealing right now. But what I can say, which I have already said in the AMA, is that each individual relic will have their own utility. So they don't just get chucked into the wind, only for evolution, quote unquote.
So someone wrote in the chat, I think I know the answer to this, but I just want to ask you guys. So they have 2 sashes, they get 2, or is it 1 per wallet, or it's 1 per sash per...
it's 1 per sash in existence, because there's 116 of them.
Got it.
So you can hold them in the same
10
wallet.
of them, you can have 10 relics dropped to you.
Yep. If that was your, if that was your conviction play of holding all the sashes, then you're the guy.
So relics will be their own NFT, which we can sell on secondary if we want.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
All right. So that'll be fun. So
you may want to think twice about that if the utility, resonates with you.
I hear you on that. So the main goal is obviously would be to collect all 5 of the relics. Like you said, there's only be 1,300 that when that happens to either change or whatever you get, whatever's going to happen at that time. So is obtaining these relics is invitation letters one way to get all of them, or is there, obviously I'm sure there's whatever you can announce right now, but will there be other means to get these outside of holding the invitation letter and potentially buying only with Rune? Is that how it's going to be?
So this is how it's going to work. 2,500 of them are going to be airdropped to letters, because it's 5 individual relics. Then I almost forgot to mention this huge point. A complete set of School of Thought will also receive one. So that'll be 1,300 relics that drop for those. And then we a complete set of School of Thought. One, all 5 schools of thought, individual schools of thought, all 5 make one complete set.
Dope.
Yep. Okay. And then the remainder, then the 116 for the sashes, and then the remainder leads off with 2,584 relics left. And
that'll be
phase 3
Rune?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Okay.
Rune. And then one last thing, in phase 3, as I said, when you use all 5 and combine them with your mallards, there's only going to be 1,300 mallards out of the whole collection that will be able to do this, which is, if I remember correctly, 20% of the whole collection.
Wow. So is there a specific things, like a specific mallard that can accept these, or can any mallard, if they have all 5 of them, be able to change or do whatever is going to happen to them?
Yeah, as long as you are holding a mallard and you have the 5 individual relics, you're going to be able to make this transitional change. Gotcha. And there's utility for that NFT as well.
Okay.
Real quick, just answer a question because he asked a couple times now. It's the relic image. That's what the cup is.
Yes. That's the great Darkwing's cup, the historian himself. That's called the Cup of Confusion and Intellect. And when we drop the info this week for the relics, aside from the altar, there's going to be a part of the lore, the prophecy, the book of prophecy, that you're going to actually be able to see information about Darkwing's cup inside of it.
Wow. Okay, so big alpha over here. This is the first time everybody's getting to see this and a little bit more details. Really cool stuff. 'Cause I know we've been talking about. This was something that was kind of deciphered a little bit way back when within the invitation letter and that wisdom challenge, that during a certain fortnight that relics would be later found for holding some of that stuff. So it's really cool to see some of this starting to come to fruition right now.
I agree.
Yes, it is.
I agree. I'm the same way.
Yeah, I think everybody's really pumped right now. This is our 10-minute reminder to anybody who is not over on the F35 Discord. TJ, I don't know if you got the link, but it should be pinned also to our Discord at the top of the chat. We do have a giveaway going on under the giveaways tab in the Freedom 35ers Discord for a Mallard Order currently going on. It looks like, let's see how many people we got here. There's quite a bit. 291 people have entered in so far. So yeah, hopefully most of these aren't bots, but I'm hoping that there's a real person on the other end of this. So yes, this will end in literally 10 minutes from now. So make sure you guys are entered in. If you're not, come say hi. Don't just leave right after just to get the Mallard and say, do your thing. But at least say hi before you do that if you're gonna.
All right, hi, I'm leaving. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah,
Peace.
right. And big shout out over to Demosthenes and Nemesis and the whole team over there for setting that up. And we also have a Twitter giveaway going on. If anybody's just joining us, that for an invitation letter, and then we're going to do a chat invitation letter as well. So if you're hanging out with us still, we can kind of set up how maybe we'll do the chat one at the end here, guys, and maybe it depends on whatever you guys want to do. We can set it up, maybe one here at the hour, and then as we start to take maybe some questions and things like that, we can do the last one. So
I actually
relics.
looked up Tommy. One sec, just because you mentioned Darkwing, I had to take a look here because that was my favorite one of the previews leading up to the actual mint. I mean, it's technically purple peacoat mallard.
Yes, exactly.
He's
Purple
a great
peacoat.
Yeah, he's a great looking duck, and I just had to, because I did not get him at mint day. I remember he was posted for $1 million at one point, but he's come down though. It's quite a bargain. He came down to 100,000. And I think with the recent surge and hype, he's back up to 360K. So not too bad. I mean, down quite a bit for $1 million though. Might have to shoot him an offer here.
Are we? What was the other? What's the the opposite of Darkwing?
Negaduck.
Negaduck. Yeah. Are we ever gonna see one of those guys pop up down the line?
Technically, he's not in this collection. No.
I got it. Yeah, I know.
Question off topic. What projects outside of your own are you guys into on Cardano right now?
Into right now?
Are you holder of?
Are you into anything? Yeah.
Well, of course, you got to give a shout out to Clay Nation. Really cool stuff that they always come out with. Claymates are awesome. Like I said on Twitter, one of my first projects that I ever tried to mint, and when I realized, whoa, Cardano is like such a really sweet community, and I was thrown off because it's like in the announcements they just put an address and expect me to just send ADA to it. It was like, what's going on here? But it was Ugly Bros. Ugly Bros, man, is so cool to me. Love those guys. Pendulum was really awesome to me. originally minted the Ape Society. They're cool as hell, and I, of course, like many of us, regretfully paper-handed early on.
Yeah.
And yeah.
How about Nemesis? Same question to you. Do you hold any collections on Cardano or anything that catches your eye?
Oh man, I have to look in a bunch of wallets. I have like a Daedalus, like a Daedalus. How do you say it? Daedalus?
Daedalus?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I have a Daedalus that I haven't opened in centuries, and it just has a bunch of my like old CNFTs in there that I would be minting, and it just has a lot. It's like a little trunk that I keep in the back, and I'm just when I
A
open
little
it,
memory trunk? Yeah.
it takes like 24 hours to open,
I know.
and
Oh,
it has.
I remember
all my
back then, though.
special-
Oh yeah, and of course, I almost forgot Chilled Kongs and Old Money is freaking out there, man. They are nutty, those dudes.
you got Anaximander over here mentioned one of the one-on-ones from Mallard. They said, "Are these guys MFers?" Yeah, I don't know if you guys.
Dude.
I've had MFRs, yes.
Get blown away the minute I saw that print press situation happening where they like actually make the build in front of your face. Yeah, that will forever go down in history here.
We should get a Mallard on a bill. What do you guys think?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I love those guys, like I said.
So okay, so cool to hear you guys a little bit of backstory for that. Also, do you guys? What I mean, are you currently? Obviously, it's so much work right now to be doing what you're doing. Like you guys are always in your Discord, constantly talking about your project. Like I said, do you guys like take a break from all this? Because obviously, like us, I think I'm always reading news. I'm always doing things. Do you guys find time still to get out and enjoy like just the regular life outside of this, or are you guys completely just get wrapped up? I know I've been like that over this past year. It's been tough.
Works.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We're really passionate about what we do, and not every day do you just get the opportunity to like live your geekiest, wildest dreams. So I pretty much, I don't really have time to hang out anymore. I still enjoy walks in the park and self-reflection time. Of course, you need that for being a sane human. But besides that, the only thing I want to do is look at my ducks every single day, 24/7.
Yeah,
Walks in the park.
It's easy to get lost.
Maybe like someone's feeding you some bread.
Yeah, you see, you're catching on now. Quack, quack.
Tom's throwing out some breadcrumbs right now. He's trying to follow the trail a little bit.
Some avocado toast, perhaps?
There you go.
Now
We know what Nemesis.
Give
We
me
know
the
we can
part
get
for that.
Yep. Also, so we mentioned one other thing because that is before we got about 5 minutes before the first giveaway ends, but maybe we can kind of do an introduction too because we mentioned relics and we've seen a preview of those. The other big thing that you guys have been talking about is this altar. And you mentioned some of the details and how you guys are just kind of envisioning it. I think, TJ, we have an image from them in the chat for the altar.
That's what I was looking for.
You have it here where it's like three different pictures. There's like a Kong.
Yeah, it's basically a mock
Okay, I got
of
it,
what
got it,
it'll
got it.
look like.
Perfect.
Yeah, maybe we could pull that up over here. So what is the altar that you can talk to us about, and what are we looking at in this picture?
For just saying it in simple terms, is essentially like a loan that it's going to be like a loan situation, right? Individuals are going to be able to get basically take part in something called the ritual of equal exchange, right? So they're going to offer us NFT. There's going to be a list, of course, of like the ones we're able to take for obvious reasons of like, floor price stability here. And they're going to get a percentage of that in ADA, whatever it's worth. So like a Chilled Kong, for instance, awesome project, right? Super blue chip.
Yeah.
Let's say Chilled Kong is 2K floor. You're most likely going to get 50% of that. But it depends. If you have the roles from the recent rites of passage and you have all three, then you get a higher return back instead of getting half of what it's worth back. And this is going to, so what you guys are looking at right now is basically the part of the website that's going to be showcasing to you live whatever is currently at the altar. The candles and stuff, there's going to be like moving effects there to make it look pretty, but essentially it's just going to let you know who's left an offering at the altar and how much ADA they currently took from that CNFT. And they'll have a certain amount of time to return it back and they'll have a certain amount of time to return the ADA back and get their CNFT back. And essentially, for all those expecting for this to be like a self-serve Web3D app where you can all just magically borrow from us, well, that's nearly impossible for the budget. So what it's going to be, and I always wanted it to be a more intense theatrical experience. So essentially, you're going to be speaking with the Altar Apostle live in front of the whole Discord, and we're going to have and we're going to have witnesses. So everyone's going to do the sign up, right? And either it's like all of the Discord, however many witnesses are there, but there has to be a minimum of at least one witness that has nothing to do with the person actually doing the virtual vehicle exchange. Then there has to be at least 2 masters and 1 underling, which is our mods. They all have to be there to watch this. And then the Altar Apostle is going to ask the individual what they're offering. The individual can choose to speak on the mic and on camera, or simply just use text.
Right.
And basically what we want is this extremely transparent way for everyone to understand what just took place and for them to understand the ramifications of their own actions. And everyone is aware of that. On the website will be the live feed of it. So you can actually see that their NFT is actually in the Altar's wallet, and the transaction that happened for that, and the transaction when they get their CNFT back and we get our 88 back. And as I said before, the individual will have to confirm each time before it all ends. So we'll ask, the Altar Apostle will ask them, like, what NFT do you offer? They're going to have to confirm that. Then we're going to tell them back the ADA they get for that CNFT. They'll have to confirm that as well. So it's all going to be like this vocalized experience where we're all fully aware that this individual just granted us the right to take their CNFT and hand them ADA for it.
So it won't be smart contract enabled, right? So it'll be, like you said, the manual kind of process?
Yes, at first.
Okay. So the goal would be eventually to get to some sort of like that prompt where like you sign a transaction until his yes question to his yes question, and it goes into the wallet, and then it has an expiration kind of like deal.
Yeah, the thing is, though, we've noticed a lot of people like shorting things. So if we came out the gate in that direction, Crypt Keeper kept explaining to me the major levels of exploits that can happen and how our modest Altar budget would just get annihilated day one.
Right, I got you. Well, so essentially,
Commander has a hell of a sacrifice for the Altar.
God, can you imagine? I don't have this thing. Oh, there it is, right here. Can you imagine this being the first one? What kind of loan would you guys put on? That would be
like I said, there's going to be a list of CNFTs that we take for that obvious reason.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Hey, you got a bowl for a space bud right now. Can you guys go to? No, that's
casual berry azul. Just toss it in there.
An Ape Society King, whatever it may be, right? Yeah. No, so okay, so that's really cool to see. So you guys are like, again, you're playing into the lore, into the theme of what you guys are doing. So it'll be an experience, not just hey, let me get some ADA real quick and then I'll pay you guys back kind of thing.
Yeah, I like this question. It says, if the user does not return the ADA, does NFT get sold in the market or kept in the treasury for future use?
Yeah, that's going to be something we're going to break down. But essentially, it would be a vote effort would happen with that NFT, whether it be sold or maybe if it has utility to it, maybe we use that utility for the community. If it passively earns some sort of token, do we redistribute that to the community? So that would basically be the invitation letter holders. They have this ballot box where they make decisions, and that's going to be one of the things that they're going to put proposals forward on if that situation were to ever occur. And I'm sure, as we all know, probably will.
Sacrifice them on the altar. Send it to sacrifice it to the Coinbase wallet. Just gone. Just disappeared.
Oh
yeah, it's that time, isn't it? 10:01.
It is. We have a giveaway winner, man. Huge shout out over here to Mushrooms. Over here, winner of the Mallard Order. Congrats. We will DM you. Most likely Tommy will send that over, and then we'll get your name over to Demosthenes. I don't know if that's over to us yet. If not, we'll figure that out. But
I'll take care of this one, Tommy. Don't worry. I'll definitely get it to you. I got you, Mushrooms. I 100% will send it to you. I promise.
You'll be receiving it within the next 30 minutes.
Okay.
Also congratulations, and that Mallard is very clean, my good sir.
Yeah, that's a dope looking one right there. I think we made everybody wait an hour or two. Let's one person inside of Discord just won. Do we want to give away an invitation letter? We are officially an hour into this night. I think we've had a bunch of patient people who are probably waiting up till ungodly hours right now for this first giveaway.
I like Eddie's comment. That's a weird way to spell my name. I agree.
Let's set this up, guys. Do you want to do we want to do the Twitter giveaway, or would you guys like to do the live chat? We can maybe let you guys decide. Either one doesn't matter to us.
Nemesis or demos?
What were those options again? I'm sorry, I'm handling the giveaway.
You're good. Either the Twitter giveaway right now pick, or do you want to do a live chat giveaway for the letter?
I'm a big fan of the people's choice. So what do you guys in the chat
boy, don't
think?
do that. That's
I
gonna
want
blow
you
up
to
the chat.
I want you to let me know. One for Twitter.
It's broken. Chat's
Or-
broken.
Tommy's
Yeah.
gone.
Tommy
gone.
rug. You just rug Tommy.
I'll see you guys later in about 30 minutes, whenever this stops. It's bad.
So let's go with the Twitter. Okay, before we DDoS the whole thing. Like let's go with the Twitter.
How do we pause chat?
Guys, stop it. Stop, please. For the love of God.
Let's go with the Twitter. Sorry about that.
Real quick,
we tried this.
I love these
Obviously-
guys though, man.
If you
You
saw
guys
this
hear me?
live streams before Demosthenes, Tommy goes, pick a number between 1 and 100, and the chat just lit it up and broke all our stream. We just lagged out. for a
Tommy
moment.
is actually broken. Look
He's
at
like
him.
this.
Yeah.
Frozen.
Can you guys
He's
hear
like
me?
this. I can hear you. Bro.
I
like
can
this.
hear you.
Frozen.
Yeah, we can hear you. I like the pose though. It's very becoming.
I'm
The
doing the
angle.
Tommy. I'm doing the Tommy.
Oh, I got the little God, Grimmy or somebody's gonna meme that so bad in there. Great. I'm working
Look
on
at
setting
it's
up
like
a
a
spot.
sculpture.
I'm watching the YouTube stream. There's a spot where you and TJ are both hitting it perfect.
Is it?
Oh man.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. So we're gonna set a Twitter giveaway. Well, I don't know if I'm moving or not, but I'm gonna load this up and do this over here.
You
So
are
last
not.
minute,
Let's
if
do that as you
anybody's in
share
there.
screen. Wait, you're gonna try and share screen?
No, we'll see what happens here.
Why don't you
just
send
gonna
me
run
the
Twitter
link, the
picker.
screenshot or something, and I'll do it.
I'll send you the screenshot. I'm gonna do this over here, or I can share the screen or attempt to share the screen. We'll see what happens.
Nemesis, I got to say, I have one of the Greek sashes too, so that's a good choice you have there. But I don't, I'm not,
That's a good
I don't have the parrot on my shoulder, unfortunately, because that's one of my favorite traits. I do have a black and white striped mallard though as well. But I love the Greek sashes.
See that? Twin?
Oh man. You guys are twins.
Is there a
Santiago?
black and white striped shirt with a parrot on the shoulder? I don't know if I've seen that pairing. I'd have to take a look.
I
Very
don't
pirate
actually
themed
know. It's so hard to remember, dude. We did so much quality
can't imagine
checking to a
too, yeah.
point. I forgot I was human for a second. It was insane.
What's a trait you guys wanted on there that's not in the collection? One from each of you, if you guys have one. You don't have to answer if you don't have one.
Majora's Mask or the Crusader Templar like helmet
Dope.
that didn't make it to the cut.
How about you, Nemesis?
Oh man, I'd have to look at all the files that I have, but like there were several that were scratched out that I did. I was like, oh man, I think a couple more suits, but it's because like there are so many like options for clothing that we have.
Didn't you
It's
want the
like,
ape
like, a
mask?
full-
I was
To
gonna say,
make it
wasn't
to
there
the
an
cut?
ape mask one? Yeah, that one I heard. I think you said
There
it.
was an ape mask. I mean I agreed with the guys as far as like scratching it because it was a little too much. You couldn't really tell that there was a duck under
It was a
there.
duck, yeah.
That's the hardest part, I
Hey,
can
guys.
imagine, is with like the bill fitting that into something that's gonna
Yeah, ape duck is quite hard
Yeah. I can
to
imagine.
get.
One of our other favorites, I'm just scrolling through JPEG stores. I wanted to see if there's a pirate with a parrot, but we were all into the like the real clean ones, just in like the black suits, like the John Wick looking duck.
Oh yeah,
helmets.
those are my favorite. Yeah, those are good ones.
Those
I mean,
are
they're all my
really
favorites.
good.
I like them all.
Oh, we've got
Tommy, you actually
ourselves.
sharing screen right now because I can't see it.
No,
Tom,
I
what are you
got
doing?
winner though, and I'm putting it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, we gotta get this our weekly sponsor here.
Oh, they in? They in
I'm
the chat?
gonna
Yeah, well, it's a
drop
different
this
one.
in chat. This is where the is. I'm putting it in chat for you to pull up.
Okay,
Um,
Tommy, turn your camera off and then on again. Maybe that'll help.
I'm gonna
Oh,
I'm gonna
damn.
back
His
in.
connection is literally 0 out of 10 for network connection.
Are the lights blinking on your modem?
Oh, he's got the fastest internet out of all three of us too.
I know.
It's a nightmare.
His tower is smoking right now, literally.
I'm telling you,
He's
chat
actually
just blows me up.
actually operates with his Peloton. He starts pedaling faster.
yeah. I
It's
took a
just
bathroom
hamster
break,
wheel
so-
powered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Maybe you have to charge up the battery prior. So you get on a Peloton like 2 hours prior.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've put in an intense workout for a stream like this.
I can imagine. I mean, with how hot that thing must be running, your little office must be 200 degrees right now.
Dude, it's going, man. So I'm gonna
How about-
back out of here. But I sent it over to TJ in the Discord, so it should be there.
Okay, let me get that
Yep.
one up.
Yeah, I'm gonna back out real quick. Hold on.
I'm so sorry, Tommy, if I broke your stream.
I think it's hilarious.
the chat.
I think it
Fine,
makes it
fine.
better.
It happens. It was bound to happen. Honestly, we were having too good of a night for it to not happen.
So
Hey,
congrats to Ace.Ada Alberto Castano.
Oh,
you're in the
there it
chat.
is. He is
Wow.
the winner over there. Congrats to an invitation letter over there. He is our official winner. And we will reach out via DM to go ahead and get your address over there. So if anybody's creating fake accounts, I will watch for zeros and ones and random little underscores and stuff like that. So you're not gonna get a little slick with us.
It sounds like
I
you're
wanna-
challenging him, Tommy.
I wanted to
Yeah,
ask about this.
Go ahead, TJ. Sorry.
No, you're good. This image here. So is this supposed to be the team right here?
Yep. Well, technically, it's just a look at, try to visualize what it looks like to be inside the crypt. So it could be any one of us, including the community, any one of us.
I think Tom said it perfect. You made ducks like look cool. Like you guys, the way you guys have like the persona of them, you made honestly ducks cool. I think it's a great. You just came out so dark and mischievous.
When am I
Yeah,
gonna get
going
one of those
back to,
tapestries. See some Mallard merch.
Well,
See anything
technically,
live down the wall.
that should be going up live soon, expected soon, and including a print shop. So we're going to be handling that and trying to make this brand actually generate revenue outside of NFTs and give back a percentage back into the project while providing our community the ability to use just a white label service through us of printing. So if any of you guys want to print your wedding or like print some art you've made digitally or even print canvases, we're going to be the place to come shop, and our Mallard holders will be able to get a discount. And you'll be able to also white label us in the future if you have like mass prints that you're doing for whatever case. Maybe you're a photographer or something,
Well, yours is one of the few projects where the logo itself, Nemesis, and the team, like you guys did such a good job with it that I would like get that as merch. Looks that good on its own.
Did you guys see what the rug plug made for us? That
rug is dope,
Dude.
dude. I want one of those. And I was just gonna say
I was
that.
gonna say when like that kind of stuff are those like the
Yeah.
tapestries on the wall, the flags.
Let me pull
stuff,
that up,
I would
actually, the
totally
rug.
get that.
I did want to ask too. I remember you saying on the AMA that you guys are actually going to be doing the hockey jerseys, and you guys are pretty much eating the cost by you're selling them with Rune, right? Or is it the relics you're selling?
Yeah, that's going to be a super duper limited drop, though. Just don't get your hopes up, guys, and expect hundreds of those. There will not be. That's most likely going to be a very limited drop of like 15 to 25 units max.
All right, I'll
Guys.
send you my address. On the
But I mean,
podcast,
depending on the popularity, it's something you could look at for the like. I don't, I'm not trying to throw ideas in your face, but like, I mean, if people are popular and are willing to spend the 8 on their end, like.
But then that's what ruins the fun of the guy who
that's
has the exclusive
okay.
jersey,
All right.
man.
All right.
It's like if you
I'm
just
saying you can even
come
do
out
up-
with
throw some other ones in there.
Well, I'm gonna get the great value jersey then myself. All right.
Yeah.
We'll think about it. I honestly, I think a nice black and white one is due as well.
You got to do. Who's been in the chat this whole time? I've seen him a million times. Lucas Gaw 10. He's been asking us to do the Mighty Ducks. He did that quack
Quack, quack,
quack
quack.
quack quack this whole time. So there you go for that. You guys have to. I think that was one of the first ones that really stuck out to us too. Was the one-on-ones. This is the Mighty Duck one. It was just too perfect to not do.
big part of everyone's childhood, man. That movie was awesome, and it really sticks to what I'm trying to teach our community. You know, stick together, and we all win.
Flying
that's
V, so you're
what-
Gordon Bombay then, huh?
Maybe.
Maybe. I love that rug, by the way. That's
Dude, I want that in my office right now.
That is.
I wanted.
I could feel it from here, man. That looks so freaking soft, and that's gonna be raffled away to our community. There's 2 of those.
So cool. Really?
Oh wow,
that's
okay.
amazing. It looks. Shout out to Nemesis too for the logo design on that. That your logo has come out so clean, and to see it in like real life on a rug, and just it turned out perfect. So shout out to them.
Put
over
a
this
t-shirt in the
while you were
pocket
gone,
size.
Tommy.
What's
Where have
that?
you been? We were talking about this. Where have you been? We were talking about that already.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Before Demosthenes broke the stream over there, and I just went MIA.
No, you got rug. We have a rug on the screen. You got rug. So I'm trying to be funny.
That's
So
fucking funny,
wordplay.
TJ.
Perfect segue.
Like that.
Right, it's perfect segue. So we did talk about the altar. We talked about relics, guys. We've given away one of the invitation letters, so we'll reach out to the winner for Twitter. Guys, I guess maybe is there anything else that you wanted to share here? Maybe we can take some questions too from the community. I know we're now about an hour and 15 minutes into this. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to kind of get across for being in front of the community, or things just to kind of share, or it's been crazy. I think, have you seen a lot of like criticism? I know obviously everybody's got something to say online, but how has this experience been for you guys for doing what you've been doing?
Like I said, marketing background, just swimming in sharks, in a shark's pool, infested pool, just completely cutthroat environment. And then also being from New York City, put those together, and, also try to make it here as like a digital graphics design artist it's a really hard thing. So when we came to this chain and we started, when we created our own project, the stones being pelted at us are literally just bouncing off, because we've already been through so much IRL trauma, doing going through all these industries, that you can't topple us down now when we're living our own dream. You'll never be able to break us down.
Yeah.
So I saw.
I've also grown up working with dragons since I was straight out of high school. Well, all my peers were going straight to college, and I was confused about what to do. Like, I got accepted obviously to for bio and stuff, but I was working in the fashion industry, and all of them are dragons. Complete offices of dragons.
It is sorry, Nemesis. The mic was a little staticky. I think Demosthenes broke everybody's chat over here with that last.
It's my fault. Everything is always my fault, and I'm okay with that.
I love just like I'm usually the one who gets roasted over here, so I was trying to piggyback off there, but no. It's been really cool to kind of hear from both of you guys, and like I said, to get to know you from behind the scenes, because again, at the end of the day, you guys are people, and hope maybe Ducks, I don't know, maybe Tom's still onto something right now. But it's been really cool to hear from you guys and get to put a little bit of background to who you guys are.
There was 2 similar questions in chat. I think it was answered earlier, but they said, how much rune per relic?
We're not going to disclose any of that info until you get the Medium article, buddy. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no early access.
To answer somebody's question there, because they're also from NYC and they understand the street art scene here, they go, Demos, who was your favorite graffiti artist in New York City? My favorite tag up was the UFO. That guy is freaking amazing. My favorite old school was Gano. It was the first time I ever saw a graffiti artist incorporate RPG, weird fantasy lore elements into his art. He would have wizards shooting electricity out of the tips of their fingers across giant train carts. Amazing. I was blown away as a child.
Wow. I think it's always neat to see stuff like that, especially on the influences when you grow up on there. The graffiti scene is something that's really dope up in New York. If Sid's asking, will the 1,300 transformations be first come, first serve? Another
of the same answers. Sorry, I plead the fifth. Wait until the Medium article.
Perfect. There you go. Can't do that over there. What is our...
Can you buy relics with ADA, or is it only... This is the Medium article answer, right?
Yeah, well, technically, I've already said that in the last AMA. It's going to be rune.
Okay.
And just how much rune is that going to be?
Again, plead the fifth, Medium article.
There you go.
Damn.
He says, what is the family name in Old Latin? Is our family name? Is that I don't know if that's referring to Wunsch also. Dude, shout out to Wunsch for staying up at like 4 o'clock in the morning over there where he's at. He never makes the live streams. Big OG inside of our space. I don't know if you guys do you know what he's referring to? Family
Yeah. That's the Anatide. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but basically he's they are bringing up one of the questions we asked them in we asked all of you in the Trial of Wisdom.
Oh, I got you over there. Is that
it's basically showcasing how much of an OG they are.
Ah, okay. But what is the okay? We're going through some rapid fire stuff. We're gonna throw it at you over here. Shout out to I know he's this is the guy who doesn't speak English, but he's just translating text and just listening in. Just like psyched to be here.
Yeah,
I love people like that, man.
Yeah.
They just put in that extra effort.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Are there plans to release the or unreleased traits as NFTs to upgrade our current Mallard?
What was the question?
Are there plans to release the unreleased traits as NFTs to upgrade our current Mallards?
No, me and Crypt right now have been thinking of different ways because we noticed that every time we showcase these, people freak out and love them and get pissed off at us for not having them in the original. So we're just going to have a fun way to have like maybe a couple of one-of-ones that is outside of the project just for fun for all of those users who would want to see those. But don't worry, in phase 3, the one-of-one to your current traits will look really, really cool. So you'll also be excited about those.
Phase 3, the little alpha right there. Somebody's asked, I've seen this a few times over in the chat, as can we get a banner up on JPG?
Yeah, it's already something that we have on our priority list, but to be quite honest, and to be honest, it just was not the most important thing to take care of when there's so many fires to put out every single day.
Okay, perfect. I think Darkwing, I think we answered this a little earlier, but do you need the full set of relics per the what's the SOT over there, and a stash or single relics airdropped? I don't know what the SOT is. Blanking on that acronym.
School of thought. That's what he's saying. So he's saying full set relics per school of thought and sash, or single relics airdropped. So it'll be 1,300 supply airdropped for the complete sets of school of thought. So that means it's just one per complete set.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Eddie Z's asking, "Where's my invitation?" Eddie, I think if you hang out here and chat before we get out of here, we're going to do one last giveaway for the live chat. So if you hang out here, there's potential that your invitation is just waiting for you or for somebody else. Any other questions here as we kind of get to the wrap up? And like I said, Demosthenes and Nemesis, if there's anything else that you guys would like to share, just say out here. I mean, it's an honor getting a chance to host you guys tonight.
Basically, all I have to say is that it weighs on me every single night on my shoulders how much you guys have done for us, your high conviction in this project, and I'll basically die on a hill for you guys. And I'm gonna make sure that you all, have your fair shake at being a part of something great, and that shapes out to be one of the long-lasting projects in the space. So. I'll give my all just like you guys give your all.
I appreciate that, man.
We definitely appreciate it. We were so hyped to have you come on tonight, and Nemesis too. That was a nice surprise having her on here as well.
Yes.
We just very, very appreciative to everything you guys have done so far. So thank you for that. Thank you for my first invitation letter from the airdrop. I definitely appreciate it, and I'm glad I stuck around. And shout out to Words again, because Words is the one that really brought this project to my attention. So Words, if you're in the chat, thanks to you, buddy.
Yeah, shout outs to Words. Also, I love your travel videos. Very cool.
Packing for places, baby.
Packing for places, dude. They're living a dream, just traveling the world and documenting it and buying NFTs, man. It was so cool to see them.
And that takes a lot, to like break out of the norm and just go into the unknown like that. That's very, I commend that a lot.
Oh, 100%. Well, this kind of ties us over there. John Julio, if I can get this without my computer breaking, seems to be lagging a bit. We actually met him over there at CNFTcon, but will Mallard Order be at CNFTcon next year?
Definitely. And this time around, again, like we said before, a bunch of things outside of our capabilities had happened and we couldn't stop it, including our shipping, which we were trying to build a giant cutout of the crypt and have you guys walking in it, have like hooded figures in there. But I'm a bit of, and so are these guys, we're a bit of perfectionists. And if we weren't going to execute it the way we had envisioned it, we'd rather not do that and take care of the community. So definitely next year, of course. and especially with all the headroom we've had to build up towards that time.
Right. Well, I know we saw your booth out there, so I know obviously you guys wouldn't have made that decision without. I'm sure that was a heavy-hearted decision to have to make, but like you said, you guys
Of course,
are all
the funds were already used. You know, that's the most heartbreaking part about it. That the resources were used and the vision wasn't able to be executed. Which hurts.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm really excited. Like you said, I know you guys have mentioned. Yeah, can you take a selfie with Demosthenes? that potentially, right? You guys will possibly be down south in Miami coming up here within the next month, right? For Art Basel.
Yeah, we're thinking about Art Basel, and I'm a huge on smiling and hugging. So if you're taking a selfie with me, you got to give me a handshake, a hug, and then we'll take it.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers got a hug, right?
Yeah,
Tommy boy, baby.
I think as our community in general, we were at CNFTcon, man. There were so many people. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, and they're like, no, man, just bring it in. And it's like, okay, man, I never met you before, but it was just like family.
Yeah, because if you think about it, even though you haven't met them, you still spend hours of the day speaking to them every day. It's essentially like you did meet them, kind of ish.
100%. I mean, sometimes people know people better in the chat than they do like some of their like close friends because they get a chance to talk to them every day. It is truly a different way to communicate, and these NFT communities have found a good way to bring people together through like a common thing where they may not be able to share with their families or friends. I think it's one of the unique things about this.
Exactly.
Well, so we're coming up here. I think we can get close to about 10:30 will be our finish up time, but we do have one more invitation letter, and I dare say we attempt to do this for the live chat this time. We do have a bot that runs this, so as long as the bot is working, we should be good to go. So if we have active users over in chat right now, 154 people. Before we do that, it's shout out to you guys in the Mallard community for showing up. This has been our biggest live stream crowd ever over here. I think at one point I saw 168 people in here at once. I don't know if there was more or less, but huge shout out to everybody showing up tonight. Thank you guys for jumping onto the stream. It's been amazing to see. Also, if you guys are in the chat right now, we expect to see at least 154 likes for anybody who's still sitting there. I'm gonna see if I can run that thing right here. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the content, make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing if you guys haven't already.
It's not a lot of work to do that, guys. Click a couple buttons for these fellas, will you?
You hear from the man himself. Well, I'm running the giveaway bot over here.
Tommy's getting broken right now too.
Can you hear me at least?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
perfect.
We got you.
Okay, so Nemesis, if you're still with us, can you provide us a single word we're going to use for a keyword in chat to do the giveaway tonight? Any word, just make it super simple, easy to spell, and we're going to use that for the giveaway for this final invitation letter here in chat.
Let's do
the letter, anything. Icy. And how are we making sure that everybody in the chat, so we don't get the incorrect spelling for everybody out there? The ICY, right?
ICY.
Perfect. Okay.
I was thinking like the freeze pops, like ICEE. Like
I was thinking that too. I don't know why I thought in my head.
Yeah, and that's not the right way to spell it. Definitely.
That's good marketing right there.
It needs to, guys.
It was scarred into your brain.
It needs to be exclamation IC. So exclamation ICY. Make sure I'll give you guys about another minute or two to go ahead and put that in the chat. Probably gonna break, but you guys need an exclamation point in front.
I see in there.
And after you say that, type that right by Tommy on there because he's gonna be gone.
Yes.
Disconnected
yes.
from the
exclamation right in front of icy to be eligible for that. You only need to type it once. If you spam it, it's not going to give you extra chances. I promise you.
Yeah, it's just a bot. It just takes the one submission per.
If anything, I'll put on if you spam it, you get banned. So definitely.
Tommy's making me rug. Look at my connection now.
It's the chat, dude. It is literally the chat.
That's good. Restream can handle this well. That's awesome. I mean,
Yikes,
great that just chat breaks the entire stream.
AC because we're all frozen over here. That's why.
Just let it go.
I'm gonna give you guys about 30 more seconds for everybody. Exclamation icy, ICY. I see a bunch of people putting it at the end of it or something else. Just make sure you only one time. That's all you need to do. Yeah, I'm gonna do it over here. So guys, I'm gonna give you guys about 10 seconds, and we are gonna run this. TJ, you got a countdown for me? Middle 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Good luck.
Oh,
thought you
I
were
see
saying
it.
same vibe.
Jackson XD. Congrats. You are the winner.
How did you
Come on, I
see
You
that?
have to make the face, Tommy.
I see it because I'm in the bot chat for the
Oh, I was
bot.
gonna say because I can't do shit.
Jackson XD is our winner. Congrats, Jackson. You are the winner of an invitation letter. If you can shoot us or drop your I don't know if it's gonna work on there. Drop your Discord name over in here, or you can message DOMMY inside of Freedom 35ers Discord, where we're the podcaster role. Shoot us your Discord ID so we can connect with you over there. You want a second? That's your second letter in the same day.
Dude, that is freaking epic. I was just thinking, wait, that's our Jax from
That's
the
amazing.
Minecraft side of the server? No way.
Yeah.
It's not
dude.
rigged. We promise, guys. Jax just probably did some real good stuff in his former life, and now the karma's paying back, man.
I would love to try to do a
yeah.
snip of this right now, but my computer's just rugged. But if I can, I will try to get this snipped over here. So yes, it is Jackson. The bot
I got
does
you
bot.
and TJ are frozen right now.
I'm fine now. I'm good.
I'm watching.
No, I'm
I'm watching
again.
the
Damn
YouTube
it.
stream. I'm the only one live.
It's too icy for us.
Yep. Yep. It's way too icy.
She froze us over here. Shout out to Nemesis.
Rigged and rug, Jub says. Shout out to Jub from Happy Hoppers.
Rigged it right.
I don't know why I did this. I just did the stupidest snip job I've ever seen. I don't know. It's my computer's really bad right now. Like it's struggling. But I'll send this over there. Congrats to Jax. Shout out to everybody over in chat for entering in. Huge shout out to the Mallard Order team, Demosthenes, Nemesis, for setting up those giveaways today. Over almost 10,000 ADAs worth of stuff out here, man. It's insane stuff. So big shout out to you guys.
But still
Yeah.
early for the Mallard Order. We got a lot more. I mean, I'm excited for that we don't even know about. Just the whole Five and community in general. So, you guys just won. It's definitely got high value as far as you see on the market. But join the Discord and check things out before. I mean,
Any
And there,
choices. Don't be dumb about it.
there will be a lot more visual breakdowns for all the new users because we're fully aware that, a lot of folks are still out of the loop and they don't have the time to dive so deep. So do expect seeing more simplified ways where basically our whole plans are broken down for you guys visually.
Any last bit of alpha if you're able to share any?
Well, I was gonna say I did have a question, before we have to wrap this up. If I had some rune and I was gonna purchase a relic or something, like how much would that cost?
You already tried it before, man.
I don't what?
I like that though. He came from a different angle.
He did.
I have enjoyed that though. That was something I was a little bit behind on. That I know we didn't get in too deep on was the staking for the Mallards. I had been away for a weekend for like a by the beach art festival thing and came back and I saw like all the chat about it and I was like, I'm way behind on this. And then still was too busy and it wasn't until like that live stream and they showed it where I get everything staked up and running. And that's been, easy peasy.
Yeah, shout outs to Mutant Labs and Mutants NFT. Andy from over there had been in talks with us about this platform and he was one of the first people we reached out to months before, like 2.5-3 months ago, and everything he promised, it worked out exactly how he said it. So shouts out to Andy, very cool guy, very easy to speak to, and yeah, check out Mutants, guys. They have a lot of cool stuff they're building, and you're all gonna remember them.
Well, the whole raffle system and just using each currency for the product that are on that website, yours obviously especially, I think that's such a cool way to get people involved with projects, is to say, hey, we got this incentive. If you hold our project and you stake on the website, you get to enter all these raffles. That's such a cool idea and thought process everyone had.
Yeah, and why it clicked, because originally me, Crypt Keeper, and Durr were talking about setting up our own platform for it, and we had the idea of raffles as well. But when we looked at Mutants' white paper, we're like, wait a minute, this is one of our favorite projects. We actually believe in these guys. Let's just try to see if we can get in contact with them. Once we did, Andy broke down the future of where this is all moving towards, which I can't, divulge all that info, but it instantly clicked. Like, no, we should actually try to work with others from this space than trying to just hold our own and like make everything ourselves when there's someone already with a genius plan that fits.
It just makes it less stressful too to kind of outsource some of that stuff for you guys, so you don't have to worry about so many things at once. You can work on the actual stuff that you want for the project. Not saying you didn't want that for the project, but just more things to come without having to worry about running a staking website and raffle website.
Yeah, especially if there's already someone whose whole purpose is creating a platform for everyone, and they, just are visionaries themselves. So it made perfect sense to combine. And last thing I'll say, for all creators out there, spend more time doing that. Spend more time giving flowers to other teams. Spend more time working with them. This is how we all build this whole blockchain up, and we stop being the brunt of the joke.
True.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if we're all going to grow, we all need to work together at the end of the day. We want people to succeed. You want like the success of something like the Ape Society, where it breaks through that ceiling, to kind of give everybody else the opportunity to shoot forward. And you see other collections kind of, get the go ahead to really, realize their full potential too. So I think it's very important, no matter who it is, to root everybody on. We're all on the same team at the end of the day. So I agree with you.
Especially, I mean, when you hear that, I can imagine that makes it, even from both your standpoints, a lot more enjoyable when it's not felt like it's direct competition all the time, or like you have to, like, for some reason hate some other project just because they are kind of competing, when in reality you guys offer so much different stuff that it's not like, we say the same thing about, as far as the content creator side, we love having other YouTube guys on and Twitter guys on, because the content's all different. If someone's going to watch their show, they may never watch us, because there's 3 of us. It's totally different formats and stuff. So we're really all in this together. It's not like a competition at all.
Exactly. And when the creators are showcasing that to their community, if you notice, the trickle down effect is that the community starts combining forces and working together instead of opposing one another for any old reason.
Yeah, I think just to address over here on chat, guys, we are all caught up on giveaways. We just did a draw, Steven, for the last thing over here for everybody who hung out towards the end. So appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight. Nemesis and Demosthenes, big shout out for joining us. How was the first experience on YouTube for you guys before, as we close out the night?
I'm with my favorite CNFT pals. This is the best, bro. This is exactly how I envisioned it. I always wanted you guys to be the first YouTubers we ever touched base with, and here we are today.
Truly honored, man. I'm glad to have you guys both on here. I mean, it was dope. I mean, honestly, we've been chatting for a bit, and then we just kind of finally got the date and everything worked out well. So I'm very, very happy that you guys were able to come on tonight.
Yeah. Thank you, Nemesis. How about you? How was the first live stream?
It was definitely fun. It's actually the first time I ever closed windows, because I usually have like 20 windows in the background between all my my designs and Google Chrome. It's been the first time I've actually closed them.
And I have a question for you, Nemesis. Actually, any thoughts about like a holiday style drop or NFT collection, or not collection, but just like a holiday airdrop, as far as like, if Halloween coming up, Christmas, as a Mallard?
Hey, TJ over here.
I'm trying to see.
Wow, yeah, look at TJ over here. So we have been in talks about doing drops, as far as not particularly NFTs, but we do want to release merch based on basically
seasonal?
like seasonal. Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
Looking forward to that.
That's perfect, dude. A little bit of alpha right here at the end, guys. So what's the next plans? What do we can really look forward to next from the team? Obviously, we got some, like you said, the relics, the altar, and things that are going to be upcoming. Are you guys planning to get out into the community a little bit more, as far as like Twitters, AMAs, and things like that? I know you guys are just kind of getting going on this front here for the social media side.
Yeah, definitely. I believe this Wednesday you guys should hear one of the popular guys on Twitter that does a well-known AMA podcast style show, Wallet Wednesdays.
Wallet Wednesday,
so there's gonna be a little bit more out there. Shout out to D-Clay and the gang. So yeah, there's gonna be like a lot more of us, getting into the groundwork of like being right there with the community. But for November, just expect the merch shop to appear, and we're working towards also having the prints ready by then, the print shop ready by then. So you guys are gonna be able to send us your pictures of your NFTs or whatever you want, even your baby, and we'll be able to print it out in the way you want.
Your baby ducklings.
Baby ducklings. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
some
we'll get
people want a picture of their baby, man. Who knows?
Yeah, eventually we'll get, what we got? Duck, Mallard breeding confirmed over there?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a good question too.
No, no, we don't need that. But yeah, so I think, guys,
He's like, how did he know? What a guess.
we could definitely do this all night over here. So for to respect everybody's time and for you guys as well, huge shout out for you guys jumping on tonight. Big shout out to the chat, guys. If you're just tuning in, we got a chance to sit down with the co-founders Demosthenes and Nemesis over the last hour and a half. This is recorded, so there will be a replay back on YouTube that'll go up instantly. And if you guys are audio only and want to listen back, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. And that will launch probably tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern if you want to listen back to the audio only on this. Outside of that, we're here every Monday night doing live streams from 9 p.m. Eastern to 11 a.m. Eastern, and also drop broadcasts every Friday at 9 a.m. So make sure to come hang out. Hopefully you guys, if it's the first time seeing us, you guys stick around and come hang out with us. We do this all the time, and it's just a joy for us to go ahead and be able to talk to you guys and creators inside this space.
Thank you very much for having us once again, guys. And yeah, take care, everyone. And I love my community. Thank you guys for all being here, and just keep your foot on Twitter's neck.
What a Mallard Monday, guys. This is a good way to end that over here. So shout out to everybody showing up tonight. Shout out to the all-time high viewers. Shout out to all of our winners. We will DM you and respond back to you guys. For everybody else, it's been Freedom 35ers here with Mallard Order. We will catch you guys on the next one.